Now,
Hi, good evening, Isabel. My name is Alicia Barker, and I'm your social work intern. And thank you for coming in today. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment just to say thank you for agreeing and signing consent for this recording. Do appreciate you taking your time and allowing us to share this space with you. Um, just want to ask, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 5? How are you feeling?
um, I'm probably at a 3 or 4. I'm excited that I'm getting the help that I need. However, I am feeling a little bit nervous because I've never had counseling before.
That's okay. It's okay to feel nervous. That's a natural feeling that when we're trying something new, those emotions do rise to the surface. But I'm here to help you and guide you through it. And, just hopefully we can help alleviate those feelings by the close of the session. That sound okay?
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay. Um, well, thank you for sharing that part. Um, so this completely Before we begin, I'd like to explain the informed consent. Everything we discussed today is confidential, meaning I won't share and can't share what you tell me with anyone without their permission. There are a few exceptions to confidentiality. If you tell me you're planning to seriously hurt yourself or someone else, if there's a suspected abuse or neglect of a child, elderly adult, or a vulnerable person, or if the court orders your records, I would be required to report that information. Otherwise, what we discuss stays private. Do you have any questions about confidentiality or today's appointment?
No, not at the moment. That all makes sense.
Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page and we're in full understanding of what we're doing. Great. So since this is your first appointment, I'd like to learn about you and what brought you in today and what brought you in today.
I've been feeling really overwhelmed. My anxiety has gotten really bad and I can't seem to stay focused. Work has been really stressful and I feel like I'm failing at everything.
Okay. I hear everything that you're saying. So, what made you decide this was the right time to seek counseling?
So I'm a project manager at my job. I'm so used to staying on top of everything. But lately I kind of been missing deadlines. I've been very forgetful. Um, it's really hard for me to concentrate and to stay focused. I'm missing deadlines and it just seems to be getting worse and I don't know how to get a handle on it.
It sounds like you've been carrying a lot of responsibility and it's becoming difficult to keep everything balanced. Um, can you tell me a little bit more of what's been happening at work?
Um, it's just harder for me to keep up with the deadlines. Um, Sometimes when I sit at work, I become anxious. My heart begins to race. My chest feels tight. I have trouble sleeping when I'm not at work. And I just can't seem to stop thinking. My mind is constantly going and racing.
So, the anxiety makes it harder for you to focus, and then missing deadline increases your anxiety even more.
Exactly.
So, that sounds very exhausting. How has all of this affected you physically?
Um, it's just hard for me to sleep. My mind is just constantly racing, constantly on go. Um, I feel like I'm in a standstill, but everything around me is moving fast paced.
So you're coming to a period where you're not winding down, you're not shutting off. You're always moving. So you don't have any rest period.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Well, those physical symptoms sounds very uncomfortable and very disheartening. And I'm glad you came in before they become even more overwhelming. Let's talk a little bit about home. Who lives with you?
It's just me and my two kids,
How old are the kids?
8 and 10.
How have been how have they been doing through all of this?
Um, they've become quieter lately. They notice that, this is not my normal. Um, so my oldest, she's been getting very frustrated easily, and my youngest has been acting out a little bit at school.
It sounds like you have noticed changes in them too, and that's something you're concerned about. Am I clear?
Yes, very much.
You mentioned in your intake paperwork that you were divorced. Would you feel comfortable telling me a little bit about that?
Sure. So of course, the divorce was hard. Their dad and I don't talk really unless it's about the kids. Um, then after everything happened, my parents and I kind of stopped talking too.
I could see how losing those important relationships must have been incredibly painful.
It really has been.
Who do you feel you can lean on right now?
At the moment, it's mostly my sister. I have a couple of close friends, but I don't like asking people for help.
It sounds like you're someone who usually tries to handle everything on your own. Am I correct?
That's accurate. Yes.
That tells me you're very independent, but it also sounds like you have been carrying an enormous amount by yourself.
I mean, when you say it, I guess I have.
Can I ask about your health and any medical concerns or medications are you taking at this time?
I don't have any major health problems. Every once in a while, I do get headaches from stress sometimes, but that's about it.
Okay. Have you ever participated in counseling before or been hospitalized for mental health concerns?
No, this is my first time.
Have you ever had thoughts of hurting yourself or feeling like life was worth
No,
living?
I just want things to get better, and I just want to find a better way to handle my anxiety.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate your honesty. I'd like to also ask a few routine questions. Do you drink or use any drugs? Any street drugs?
I may have a glass of wine every once in a while, but that's it. I don't do drugs and I don't smoke.
Thank you. What about things like gambling or other behaviors you feel you can't control?
No.
Tell me a little bit about your faith or spirituality, and is that important to you?
Yes, I believe in God. I used to go to church every week. Um, but after everything happened with my parents, I kind of just stopped going.
It sounds like your faith has been meaningful throughout your life, even though you felt disconnected from your church recently.
Yeah, I like to get back to going back consistently.
That's wonderful to hear. Sometimes reconnecting with things that have brought us strength in the past can be important part of healing. From everything you've shared today, I hear that you're feeling overwhelmed by work, stress, parenting, responsibilities, family conflict, and anxiety. Even though things have been difficult, you continue working, caring for your children, and today you took an important step by asking for help. That shows a great deal of strength, even though you did say you're not very good at asking for help. You demonstrated much strength by coming in and seeking help today. So you already start making a change.
Well, thank you.
It's,
I don't usually think of myself as strong.
it's okay sometimes when we feel like we're dealing with a lot, or our strength might feel like it's not there, but recognizing that we're dealing with a lot is also strength. And so, that is something that we should hold on to and not discredit.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I just want to stop feeling anxious all the time and I want to feel like myself again and be a better mom.
Okay. Many people don't when they're in the middle of a difficult season, but I definitely see resilience in you. As we finish today, what would you most like to accomplish through this counseling session?
I want to go back to how I used to be, meeting my deadlines at work, being able to focus, to concentrate, being a better mom for my kids, and even going back to church on a regular basis, just being more consistent.
Okay. So you listed you want to start feeling more like yourself. You want to start going back to church. You want to start meeting your deadlines. What is it that you can do right now in the next 24 to 48 hours? Today being Wednesday, we could task ourselves to say we could start going to church this Sunday or Saturday. Which day is your Sabbath day?
On Sunday.
Okay, so we could put attend church on Sunday. That's the first step for one. And no expectations, just show up.
Okay, that sounds like a
And
good idea.
second, look at all your tasks that you have for work and look at the one that's due first and just focus on that one, not focus on everything, and start by completing that deadline first.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. I'll give that a try.
Okay, so we're going to set to go to church on Sunday, and we're going to set to focus on the task that's due the closest and set them in order as they're due. And then let's see how slowly from there we could start looking at how we feel after we accomplish each task. That might improve our mood. And gradually we could, by the next session, we could probably explore how we could start reconnecting with our parent if that's something you want to look into, or maybe further down the road. Not sure of the nature why the disconnect happened, and we could unpack that further down. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you for listening.
Okay, sure. Um, those are the wonderful goals. I believe these goals we could work together towards together over the next several sessions. We focus on understanding your anxiety and learning healthier coping skills, building confidence, and strengthening your support system. And in strengthening your support system, we will also look at the people that surround you that you can lean on and not feeling less than Isabel to ask for help. Would that be something you're open to do?
Yes, I'm open to that.
Okay. We'll also explore ways to reduce your stress and improve balance between work and home. Um, we could probably start looking at ways of having different conversation with the children, especially the oldest, that is showing behavioral changes. Oftentimes, our children manifest what we're going through in different ways. So, not blaming you in any way. However, you recognize there's been a shift and change in her. So we're looking how we could change our behavior so that could manifest also in the home.
That
And that's
makes
something
sense.
we could work on together.
Okay. That sounds like a plan to me.
Once, once again, thank you again for trusting me with your story today. I know talking about these things isn't always easy. I look forward to working with you and supporting you through this process. Do you have any questions for me before we finish?
No, thank you for listening. Um, I think you gave me a good start. Until the next time I see you.
You're very welcome. I look forward for seeing you at our next appointment. And once again, thank you. And I certainly look forward. It was certainly a pleasure speaking with you and meeting you.